Being an employer has many perks, including earning more money and having more freedom within your job. However, it also means that you owe a responsibility to protect and take care of your employees. So, what exactly are the responsibilities of an employer? There are some main guidelines to follow when employing people for the first time. You need to decide how much you want to pay someone, and it needs to be at least the national minimum wage. You also need to check to see if the have employees have the legal right to work in the UK. It's incredibly important to check this, as you could get into a lot of trouble if you don't. You may also want to carry out a disclosure and barring service check. A DBS check is essentially a check of someone's criminal record. Employment insurance is also necessary. You have to get employer's liability insurance as soon as you become an employer, and the police must cover for at least 5 million and come from regulated insurers. Statement of employment. It is required to provide a person with this type of letter if they are employed under your watch for more than a month. You also need to inform Revenue and Customs, and you also need to verify whether you need to enrol your employee in a workplace pension system. There are three main types of checks that can be carried out under Disclosure and Barring Service checks, otherwise known as DBS. There's a standard check, which checks spent and unspent convictions. It's also important to remember that DBS checks will not cover someone who has lived outside of the United Kingdom. Expansion of a written statement of employment. The minimum for a written statement of employment must contain the principal document and include the following information. So you can see there's a number of things, including the business's name, holiday entitlement, hours of work, notice periods, collective agreements, pensions, who to go to with a grievance, how to complain about how a grievance is handled, as well as disciplinary or dismissal decision information. So when it comes to hours of work, breaks and rest periods, the Organisation of Working Time Act of 1977 has laid down the maximum working hours as well as rest breaks in the UK. When it comes to leave, the near majority of employees have annual leave and public holidays entitlements from when they begin working. Most people will receive 25 days annual paid leave.